Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D 4X. And again, today on the weekends, generally around 9 or 10 a.m., I stream this game. This is a open source 2D 4X game that I'm working on. Made in Godot.net. We're on 4.4 beta 2. Uh, this is the C# version of Godot, and yesterday I was fixing something and I came to the conclusion that this stuff is too convoluted. This part looks nice, but man, it is convoluted. So we're going to rewrite this, and hopefully we can get through it today. I have a feeling we will not get through it today. I have a feeling what's going to happen instead is we're going to get started on rewriting this. I've rewritten it 5,000 times already, and each time I come back, I keep making it simpler, and I should have just kept with the simpleness from the beginning. One of the things that I think is really a problem here is, did I comment it out yesterday and delete it? I don't think I did. I don't know. There's just, so here it is, assign builders to county improvement. Oh, I did count it, comment it out. So this big pile of dog shit here is one of the problems. I was trying to make a method that worked for all the different ways that people can be assigned. And what's happening is when I need to fix one thing, this whole thing, like, it has repercussions that spread out, and it's all this one method. I mean, there's more to it than that, but I was just trying to make everything work with one method, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth the time. And I was like, at the end of the stream last night, I was like, man, I just need to fix this one thing, and it's causing all these other problems. So that's what we're going to do. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make it so that your heroes can be, so there's your population. I can't run the game because there's a bug, because I, started to rewrite this, then stopped right there. But so what happens is your populations will work currently, or was working, where they would work, and they would be chosen depending on prioritization of jobs and whatnot. But then I wanted it so that the player could pick for their heroes to work with the population, and that's when it started to not work correctly, and so I needed to debug this craziness, and it was like it would just be easier with more lists and different things, and who knows if I'm doing it the correct way or the best way, but this is the way we're going to do it. So I think what we should do is start once again back at the top here. So this is at the end or the start of day. It basically is assigning the workers to where they work, and then the day. So start of day happens after end of day. Then it goes through the whole day, and it hits end of day, and then all of the work is calculated that they did. You don't control your own population besides setting their jobs, and I want to keep that way to kind of reduce the amount of micromanaging. Hopefully, I hope. We may, I play some Victoria 3, and one of the issues I have with that game is the amount of micro. You gotta constantly updating your buildings and fucking with them. And I think it's strange that in the world of Victoria 3 that you would have to be doing that. They should know to adjust their production and stuff. We're not to that level where we would have improved sawmills and shit like that. Victoria 3, sometimes they make softwood and sometimes they make hardwood, and you got to go in there and tell them when to make what. In reality, they should be, maybe you could force it so they could overproduce something, but they should be, in a capitalist society, which is what some of Victoria 3 stuff is. They should know, to adjust to the thing that gives them more money. So things like that, and how many workers, I feel like they're in Victoria 3. This is not a Victoria 3 clone, but I'm getting some ideas from Victoria 3, basically of things not to do. Victoria 3 doesn't have stockpiles. There's going to be stockpiles. That's going to be a huge thing in this game where you can stockpile stuff. So I guess, well, there's a stockpile right there. Anyways, so let's go through this from the top, maybe. The first thing we're going to want to do is there's different jobs, and the first thing, there's different priorities on jobs. You can prioritize building, and you can prioritize working there. If you have back to the lumber idea, we have something. Anyways, Fisher's Shed is our main thing here. Let's say you want to prioritize people building a fisher shed and you want to prioritize them working there. We need to have that assigned to like a list. And I created a new list for this prioritized stuff. Um, but it kind of fell apart when we got to other things. And so we need to basically have two lists. We just need to do things differently. So let's start at the top here. We're going to ignore the gathering because that's a different part of it. And we also, this county data thing is getting massive. It's huge. It's 1,000 lines long. So we should probably break this out. We have a thing called population work. We should probably start using that. Do I have that open? I do. It's right here. Let's pin that. How big is this thing? It's getting pretty large too. What's in here? Calculate work to good production, generate work, apply work per person. So this is more like the end of day or population work end of day stuff. So maybe we should have another one. Population work start, population work end, and then have two scripts that are kind of broken into pieces. What does this thing do here? Work day over. Check enough goods. So this is, I thought the hall master should check goods. What does this thing do? I didn't put a summary on this, see? I try to put summaries now on everything. I try to put a ton of, it looks like ChatGPT wrote part of this. I try to do lots of summaries on these things. Has enough input goods is true. Okay, I remember this. Check enough goods. I think the hall master should be checking for goods though. It definitely should. All right, so we're going to be doing like, we're going to find a bunch of little things like this and we're going to fix them. So this is end, population work end. Is that a good name for this? Or am I going to rename it next stream? I like to rename things every 5 fucking seconds. Work week over for population. So we have a work week in here too. So this is population end. I know I keep saying that. Let's make sure. Yeah, so we have these here. So we should put this in the end, I think. I'm wondering if or we should put the word end at the end of this. I'm wondering if, and then when you do population work start, check for healing. We should probably move that to another spot. Not right now, but because county data is out of control, and we do need stuff in county data, but not that much stuff. We need to improve how I do things, basically. Yeah. So let's rename this to population work end, and then we got to close this. Let's copy this word though. We got to close that. Go back over here. We can't. It renamed that for me? That must be a thing with this. With the new version. Okay. I'm also getting these strange errors that I'm just hoping will fix themselves at some point. They don't seem to have any effect on the game. That was very strange that renamed that for me. All right, so we'll open that up again. Let's move this check for enough goods. This needs to be in the hall master. Is the hall master open? The hall master hauls things. Goods. He hauls goods. Here he is. We'll pin him in there just in case we have to use him again. I guess it doesn't matter where we stick this. The hall master is also getting quite large. Public static check enough goods. Okay. Where's this? Master is protection level. Public static. Go away. Go away, I said. Okay, maybe, there we go. All right, so now we have the hall master there. It's checking if there's enough goods. So that's one thing that we've fixed. Whatever. Then we're going to need another script called population works end. Population work end, I think. I don't like these names, but renaming it is now even easier, I guess. So this is a public class. We're going to create a new script. We're going to call it population work start. And it's not going to inherit from node. But we'll see here. Get rid of this stuff. Get rid of this stuff. And I'm in deep thought here. I gotta keep checking things here too. So I wonder if we should have a different. I did this hero work. I had one that was called hero work, and then I was like, oh, we don't need that because there's not going to be that much of it. Maybe we'll have another one, hero work start and hero work end. Just really break this shit down into smaller pieces. And once again, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I'm sure there's someone who has more experience in this than me. So for end, I don't think we need to move anything right now. It all looks like it's been renamed. So let's go to start, where our issues have started. Should we break this into hero work? I think we should do it. Fuck it, right? Even if it's only got like 2 things. So we're gonna do. So we're on end. No, we're on start. Yep. So the day has started. So let's do create new script. Hero work start. And it's like Charlie work from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. All right, so here we go. We got our hero work up here. We're probably gonna. Oh, we need a fucking player space, namespace. All right, then we got that, and then we're gonna go back. I feel like I should fix this just so this error will go away, but we won't do that. We're gonna pin this. We're gonna move this over here. We're gonna pin this. We're gonna move this over here. We'll have these 2. Maybe we'll put hero work first. We need to put a namespace in here. Namespace, player space. There we go. And then back over here. So we need to assign working heroes. I think we're going to change this around. Add heroes to both priors, workers, and possible workers. Lists. Worker lists. So we're going to go in here and we'll copy this. We'll cut this and we'll put this in hero work start. And then this is, we'll need to pass in a county, it looks like. County data, actually. And then we'll do county data here. And then we'll do county data. Let's just copy this. Since IntelliSense doesn't seem to know what it's doing here. All right, so we have that. This is a switch that does what? It's checking what they're doing. All right, so that's fine. We're going to go back over to here. And we're going to go to here, actually. And we're going to put this, we're going to need a new, if we go to, can we make you static? Public static void. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to go get rid of that. And we're going to go hero work start. And we need to pass in a county data. And we have one, it looks like, here already. So we pass that in. That looks good to me. We only have 2 activities that we're checking for right now. What does this do? Nothing. It just does nothing if they're on a switch. Well, let's put a GD print here just for the fuck of it for right now. GD print. Do we know this hero's name? We do. Zimp, how's it going? So let's do this then, since we know this hero's name, or we can get the hero's name. Population first name is scavenging, period. And that'll just give us a reminder of what's going on. But I think this was like, we were at this stage when everything started kind of falling apart. We're going to get rid of this thing, but I'm keeping this here for reference just for now, because there might be things hidden in here that I was like, oh yeah, I needed to do this, that we're going to break into smaller parts. Let's see. So this is going to assign the working heroes, but let's make sure that this actually is doing what we want it to do. So it's assigning to the possible workers list, and it's assigning them to the prioritized workers list. So that we are going to work with 2 lists, maybe 4 lists. We're going to find that out very soon. So the prioritize is where things collapsed yesterday when we got to prioritize. But so now they're on the list. They're first on the list. So we also got to think about the order of the list at this point. Okay, so assign people to prioritized improvements. We're going to change this. Let's get rid of this. All this is doing is holding this thing up. Let's cut these. Whoops. Cut these and put them here. So we'll have like a list of everything this is doing. Instead of me having to drill down into another thing, we'll get rid of this. So this thing will go. I find it's easier. So up here I did it kind of, well, no, I didn't. But I find it easier if I have this list of what's going on in the program. Like right here, like, oh, they're checking for construction. All right. You know, when I'm trying to debug stuff. So we can just get rid of that thing. And then we'll go, well, this thing's busted now, but we'll go back to county data. What is this one that we're looking for? Get prioritized workers list. So, and then let's name this to like assign working heroes. Let's break this out too. This shit's gonna get long, but it's gonna just be methods, like simple. I hope. So let's go to work this thing, which I can't click through anymore because I busted it. We need to get. Where's that list of things? Oh, I cut it. What are we doing? Get prioritized workers list. That's clear. Where's my get? Get prioritized workers list. Look at this thing. Oh, okay, so this was just for testing. I was like, why are we hitting these lists twice? That's just for testing. Let's cut this. This is going to go into this new people work thing. And we're going to have to pass in a county data again. And then we'll copy this county data. Come on, man. Can I not double click? I don't know. I guess it worked. I was come on manning myself. County name. Add population data. So this probably should stay in county data, actually. We'll put that there. We'll put this there. Nothing's getting here yet, but we will make, this is going to be a public static void. We're going to go back over here. No, we're going to go back over. Why isn't that saved? Go back over here and we'll go people or population, population work start. I hope I don't change my mind about this later, because that's happened. What's your problem? We need a county data. County data. Zim, how's life? How's the lurking going? Was this in my chat? I think it was in my chat. I was like, I saw people doing the exclamation lurk, and I was like, what is that? You know, like in chat, and they had to explain it to me. I feel like I don't know anything about, I've been streaming for like 2 years, and I feel like I don't know anything about how any of Twitch or YouTube works. And it doesn't, like when people subscribe or whatever it's called in YouTube, it doesn't even tell me. I don't know until like the next day. later that day, like I get a phone notification, which is weird because I should get the phone notification. So there's strange shit that goes on that I don't know anything about. I guess it's strange to me, but not to anyone else. All right, so this is going to get the prioritized workers list. So then we're going to go to this thing, which once again was over here. Check for prioritized construction. Should not be. Maybe we should put that in. Yeah, so this is also, so this was another problem. So this has duplicate code is down here. And so it was like, why was I doing that? Why have that, you know? Where's this check thing? I guess I could just search for this. Okay, so this, we're gonna cut. And we're gonna put it in start here. Did I cut the right stuff? Yes. All right, so for here, this is going to be a public static as well. Looks like we need a county data passed in, of course, and county data. And this will be double click here if it will let me. You know, it's giving me a different, the double clicking is working, but I don't know where that's going to go yet. And then back over here. Come on. Oh, right, we need a I thought it was thinking it didn't exist. So there we go. Get prioritized, check for prioritized instruction. You know what we can do? That was into my coffee. I'm going to put a note in here. So let's put this above. Let's do a new line here. If there is no prioritized construction or building, skip making the list. Like, why have the list? See, we're already finding ways to improve this shit. Check for prioritized buildings. Well, we can't rename this just yet. It looks like we're passing in a list too, which we don't need anymore. Whoops. I just undid myself there. F. Search. So this is going to go to people work start again. We're putting stuff here. And this is going to be a public static void. Doesn't look like we need anything else. So I think this is another time where I was trying to, yeah, it is. Yeah, this is where this is all going to change, but we're going to move it into its correct spots. So this is going to be people or population work start. And it doesn't know what this is. Why don't you know what this is? Because we don't have county data in front of it. That's why. All right. Clear prioritized workers list. Well, we'll find this first. Come on, man. My fingers aren't working. Public. So this should stay here because it's actually interacting with the county data. And so that's one of the things I've been trying to do too. Oh, but we can't make it static. That's okay. That's okay. So we're going to leave this here. We're going to go back. We're going to save this. Go back over here, and we're going to go county data. Because it needs to know which county data it's getting. I guess we could pass in. We could pass in the thing, but I'll leave it like that because I think that will help differentiate what this is doing. It's actually deleting. Like I want the things that are actually like manipulating the lists, as in Well, I guess that's not true. I don't know. But I'm going to leave that there. Maybe I shouldn't. I've changed my mind again. Let's not put this here. Let's put this, let's move this. I can just click through this time. We will cut this. We'll put it over here. Change my mind in like 10 seconds there. Public static staduk. County data. County data. County data. Come on. County data. All right. Assign people to prioritized improvements. Why is this empty? Clear, because we took everything. Is there really one reference? No. We broke that. That had the things inside of it, all those other methods. What's going on here? Yeah, there we go. All right. So we need a county data in here. We need a population. Work start. And we're going to put in a county data here that it's manipulating. There we go. We're moving everything right now, but then we're going to go back through and actually let's do it. Let's fix this part. When I say fix, I mean make it somewhat less crappy. Because this is the first issue, is the prioritized workers. Then we'll move on to these next things. And we could even break it down smaller, like have it population scavenge, population build, start, and maybe we will, because this is probably going to get, how far along are we at this point? We're only at 75, so it's not that bad. The problem is, it's when they get into the 900s here, 800, 900, that I can't find anything. I don't know where anything is. Everything's just a convoluted mess. All right, so let's start with this top thing. So hero work start, we assign working heroes. Is that really what we're doing in here? Would this be different? And once again, I want to break things into smaller parts, but would this be different? As in, would there be a reason we wouldn't sign them to prioritize workers list? I don't think so. So I think this is fine for right now. We may have to break this into two. So let's put a summary in here. Assigns heroes to both the possible workers list and the prioritized workers list. So then back over to here. So we're going to have assign working heroes to lists. Let's do it that way. Because they're not actually getting assigned to a job right now. They're just getting added to the lists. Okay, so then we need to check for prioritized. Honestly, this should be, we could break this into two things. Because I don't know how often we're going to be doing, people are going to be doing prioritized construction. If they build stuff in a correct order, they wouldn't need to prioritize things so much. So for me, when I play games where you're building buildings, I always overbuild. I do this every fucking game, RimWorld to whatever. I build too much shit, and then I wonder why no one can get anything done, because they're all running around trying to build the 25,000 things I built. And so so I'm going to assume other people often do that too. Some people do that. So yeah, so let's have it. We can have this return something, a bool. We don't want it. We want it to generate the list here, I think. I don't think we want it to actually assign them here. We'll assign the workers later. So what is this thing doing? It's check for prioritized construction. It goes through, it's a max workers equals adjusted max workers. If prioritized is true and there's enough, and there's people, I mean, we don't need this max workers thing. We can just cut this, put this here, cut this whole thing here. If we can have actually a list of prioritized construction. So we were kind of doing this all in one swing here. So in one fell swoop, we were doing everything like in this, I'm going to use like a slide, like a children's slide that you sit on and you slide down. You get to the top and we slide down into the garbage that I wrote. There's my, I don't know, metaphor. But what we could do instead is create another list of prioritized buildings. Sticko Wings, how's it going? Once again, I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but I think that's what we're gonna do it my way, which is dev.to. What is that? Post a link. I'm doing good. I woke up. I went to bed like an hour earlier and woke up like an hour, like about the same time. So I got an hour extra of sleep and it felt nice. Let's see here. What are we doing with it? Yeah, let's create a list in this county data. We're just gonna go be list happy. Fuck it, right? And then we can count the list later. Okay, we're not gonna scroll all the way up. That was too long. Possible workers, scavenging heroes. See, I created another list yesterday. This should be up here. Then we're going to have scavenging, then we'll go... I was suddenly thinking, like, maybe we should put this in a different spot. Like no, we'll put it here. We'll just have all these lists in one spot. Just, who cares, right? Sure. So, I always say this, someone's probably screaming inside because I'm doing it wrong. Prioritized county improvements equals that. I'm going to click this link. Okay, I can't click it through there. I forgot. Use your real name. Now we know who you are. What is dev.to though? Oh, can I not read this? Oh, no, I can. I clicked OK on it. Let's bring this over here. There's like a banner. There was a banner. The fuck is this? Is this a fucking ad? How dare you? Not you, Stingle Wings. How dare them get through my ad blocker? They embedded it. Can I make them die? All right, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, you know, it's I think it's kind of, I think that people can find your real name if they really wanted to. You know what I mean? That's why I'm always like, yeah, my name's Josh Cook. Like, yeah. Hilden. How's it going? Bellevue. It's also a city in Washington. So I'm not going to read this all right now, but everyone should check it out. Do you have two? You said you did 2? Can I just go to your profile probably? Year of the Kiwi. Weren't we talking about, weren't you telling me about the Kiwi thing? All right, well, I'm gonna actually, let me copy this. I have a list of notes from when I stream, because if I don't write it down or something, I just lose it. Like it's gone forever. I'll never remember. Back over here. Okay. Blast. Can we do a dark mode on this site? $2.7 million people. Oh, I shouldn't. Could I have upvoted it or something? How do I upvote it? Top comments. So I gotta probably subscribe. Oh wait, no, here we go. Add a reaction. Oh, I gotta log in. All right. I always give it. Now that I've streamed and stuff, I understand why people are like, please give me an upvote. Please thumbs to anything. So now you didn't do that, but now I understand why they do that, and I also am like, yes, you get a thumbs up. And I did downvote one person's video. It was an Enlisted, that video game Enlisted, where they were just absolutely full of shit. And then after I downvoted, I regretted it because it actually gives them the best thing you can do. The best thing you can do if you don't like a video is not watch it and don't interact with it. So if you dislike a video and you go into the comments and say, fuck you, you suck, you're actually helping them. It boosts it. And so same if you go into a video and you say, fuck you, you suck, and give them a down, that's 2 interactions they just got from you. That's going to boost their video. So the best thing you can do is just slowly walk away and never share it or do anything with it. And so, yeah, I did that one video, and then I regretted it later because yeah, exactly. Got to download. Yeah, that works. That works. That's probably the best option because then you're not even giving them a view. You know, I don't know. When you download it, does it give them a view? It probably has to, right? I did when I split the 2 channels. I did download all of my videos with like a console program, DOS, whatever. Command prompt. Anyways, so we have this thing that I created. Oh, you're right, because then you could just have like a bot running and downloading. Joker, how's it going? Yeah, DOS, man. I was about to say it was the shit, but it wasn't. It was fine. It worked. All right, so we're gonna have assign workers to heroes. Assign working heroes to lists. That seems fine. We're now going to have this, though, go through, and we need... I think we'll put this... Does this follow my rules? Do I have any rules? Let's rename this. Let's just put it in here. This is population work, though. No, it shouldn't be in here. The Hall Master? No, the Hall Master doesn't have it. We'll put it over here. Control end. Right down after. That's too much. That's too far. We're going to delete that stuff one day. What is it? What are we doing? Public static. Do we want to pass in the thing or do we just want to delete it? We just want to delete it. So we won't do a static. Public void. Clear prior. No, wait, we're not on to the clear part. We want to add improvements to prioritized improvement list. There's another beautiful method name there. Prioritize county improvements dot add. We need to have a county improvement that we're passing in here. County improvement data, county, improvement data, county, improvement data. There we go. Passive aggressive. I saw when you first posted that message, and my brain didn't process it. Yes, it is passive aggressive, and I love that that's the thing to do these days is just don't engage. And it's like it's the trolling and all that. You really want to engage sometimes. I was thinking earlier too. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking earlier that when I first started streaming, I was more like willing to, because I would export I still do, but I haven't streamed on my other channel, but I would allow shitty comments on YouTube. Like I'd just be like, oh, well, they have a right to say that I'm a piece of shit, whatever. But I've changed. I think if people who, because once again, it gives you engagement. So you want them to engage, even if they're calling you a piece of shit. In reality, if everyone just immediately banned those people would be nicer on YouTube. They would be, oh, there's a penalty for what I say? If we went to their work and we got them fired, I'm kidding, of course. That would be the real way to do it. I haven't seen Home Alone in, I don't know when. I don't know if I've ever seen Home Alone. I mean, it's in the zeitgeist these days, I guess. Joe Pesci's character is Harry. What were we doing? Clear the population? No. We're check for prioritize construction. So we're going to pass this in, but we're no longer going to do this. This is going to be, where did I put this thing? This is going to be under county data. Add improvements to list. All right, so now we're going to have this on the list, but then after, so this is just for construction though. Yeah, so that's another thing that the mailing the YouTube posts to their parents, that's another thing. And I've mentioned this before, but when I was a kid, I was also had free reign on the internet. My parents did not understand, this was in 1947 though. So it was like very early in the internet days. So I just did whatever. And, like the internet didn't actually even exist. It appeared like later in life, but whatever. Usenet and all that. So I could have been out there trolling, and we used to have flame wars and stuff. That's what they were called. And I don't know if they're still there. I think they're still called that. But there were definitely people harassing each other regularly. And if my mom had known like what I was getting into, she would have been pissed. And I think that that's a lot of the same thing, like with people screaming the N-word over like voice chat in video games. It's the same thing. If their mom knew, they would be in a lot of trouble. And I almost think that like sending it to their mom is the the key. If we could somehow track down, I mean, I'm sure some of them have shitty parents, but I think they don't know, especially if there's any like slightly older than me, they have even less knowledge of like what's going on out there. All they're doing is looking at Instagram and stuff. Yeah, they that's another weird thing too, that Hilden and that you're saying there, that in the good old days, like you never told him where you lived or any of that stuff. Obviously, I never want people to know my address, but I don't care if they know my real name. But back it was different. And now, like, if you are anonymous on Twitch, is it the same thing? I'm not sure. Like, are there anonymous people on Twitch where no one knows who they are? Or do they all, like, you can look them up and they have a Wikipedia page? Like, big people, not like people who are just unknown, like, me. All right, so we check for prioritized construction. I think this is going to be better having smaller things. So this, though, is this actually checking for prioritized construction, or is it? Yes, it's checking for prioritized instruction. So we're construction. So we're actually going to need another one of these. I mean, it's not going to be identical, but it's going to be very similar. Prioritize work. And once again, this is like I had everything in one method before, but it was just causing problems. So completed, county improvements. Is it true? Add it to, we need a new list here. So we'll jump through, we'll make a copy of this. And once, I don't know if this is the right way to do this. Add improvement to work improvement list. We're going to have to create a new one of these. Let's go to the top. And I may be doing some overkill here. This may be overkill, but we'll see. Public collections array, county improvement data, work. Is that what I called that? Work improvement. Priorities. Look at this. I don't have the word list at the end, but then it put because I look at all these lists I got back here, but I didn't do list on these ones. I did wish I could be consistent. Where was that thing? Add improvement to prioritized work. This is going to be prioritized work. Prioritized work improvement. This is going to be prioritized construction improvements. Prioritize improvement. Since we have some that say list and some that don't, we will try to be consistent here. Dead people list. What is this? What do we got here? I think that's the second time I've done that. I think I did that yesterday. Prioritize work. You know, we don't need the word county in here. This thing's out of control. County improvement list. Prioritized work improvement list. That sounds good. All right, back to what we were doing. I gotta agonize over every goddamn name. That's just how I operate. So it's, go over here. So it's here. Check for prioritized construction. Check for prioritized work. We need to change this to add improvement to work improvement list. This isn't going to work. This is going to do it 5 times or whatever. If we do that, maybe my big mess was a better idea. I'm already like, what? This is like so convoluted. This is so the same. Like, this is whatever. We'll figure it out. I think it will be easier long term for me to look at it this way. All right, so check for prioritized worker. No, we need to add this in here. Population, elation, work, start, check for prioritized work. County data. So I think we'll put this up one. Check for prioritized. Check for prioritized under improvements, work improvements, improvements. All right. Then these things are here. So now we'll have these lists. And then if their lists are 0, then we'll not do these. We won't get this because we don't need to do it if there's no prioritized workers. So let's see. Let's break this. So construction's first, right? The other thing that makes this easier is if we want to change around the order of like where if we're checking prioritized construction, we can change it to check prioritized work first. So let's do this. So we check for prioritized construction, then we get prioritized workers list. Do we want to break that into two things where we have prioritized builders and prioritized workers? Because they're different. The workers work at the place, the builders build the place. So if we did this, let's just keep going like just really small chunks. Let's just keep going, and if we want to rewrite this again later, we can. Like, we'll just be working on this for the next 5 years. That's the plan. If county data dot per construction account is greater than 0, then this is like a thing I do all the time. It will automatically put the thing in there, the other squigs, but then we get a prioritized builders list. So what would be the difference? So now also I'm just thinking here, because right now there isn't a difference, but I could see we could put in like a, where they have a feat. I think, no, I'm calling them perks, where they have a perk where they don't do building, but they do work. So right now they're the same, but breaking them into these small pieces will make it so when we want to add features, it will be easier later. I'm doing the shrugging guy emoji. If prioritized lists count is greater than 0, then we need to get prioritized builders. So now we're going to have 3 different lists, and we currently what is the best way to do this? Why do I feel like I'm doing everything wrong? Oh wait, I just saw a thing. Oh, it was a spam thing in chat. Why do I always feel like every time I work on any of this, I'm doing it wrong? Like regardless of what I'm doing, I feel like the better way was the way I did it is a different way. Is it better to in C#? Is it better to have giant methods that do everything, or a bunch of little tiny methods that do one thing? Let's see what this thing tells me. This follows this, so it says it's better, you know, who knows what this thing knows, but it's better to have small focus methods that do one thing well rather than a giant method that try to handle everything. This follows the single response principle, SRP, which makes code easier to read, maintain, and test. Easier to understand. You can call smaller methods in multiple places. Easier to write unit tests. Debugging. Encapsulation. Refactoring. When to break a method down. If it does more than one distinct thing, it should probably be split. If it has more than 20 or 30 lines. Well, every one of my methods is 600 lines long. If you find yourself writing comments to separate sections of logic, those sections may need O. Oh, I write comments like all the time. If a method has multiple levels of abstraction, it should likely be split. When you use larger methods, when the logic is inherently simple and breaking it up would make it harder to follow. When performance is a concern, method calls have a small overhead, but this usually is negligible. Well, don't tell me that, because now I'm worried about it. Favors small, all right. Okay, well. All right, so if this is, so do we want, that didn't answer, that didn't solve my concerns for some reason. It didn't soothe my feelings. Prioritize construction improvement list. If it's greater than 0, how much room does a list take? How much memory does a list use? Well, this is, it doesn't, it's not gonna, it's gonna say, well, what's in the list? 8 bytes. 16 bytes. Does that help me? Does this solve any of my issues? Is that number meaningless to me? I'm not going to worry about that, because once again, back to CK3 and their list, everything's got a fucking list for even how they feel. And they don't have problems. I mean, they do have problems late game or something. I've never gotten to a late game CK3. I love restarting. About when I get to the Emperor level is when I give up and restart the game. Not give up, just I got, all right, I've won. So let's do this. We have possible workers, we have prioritized workers. We'll break this into another list where we have builders and we have prioritized builders. So we're going to do this. Export, public, Godot, collections, array, population, data, dead person list. Why are you doing this? So this is where this is coming from. Why does it keep adding that thing? Prioritized builders list. Let's rename these. Prior list. I like to have these things that say list at the end, because occasionally, I mean, generally I can tell because of what it's doing, you know, how I'm interacting with it. But occasionally I look at stuff and I'm like, what is this thing? And just having the word list or whatever, a lot of times I'll put, see, these are lists too. Under construction, county improvement list. But now I see a typo up here. Scavenging heroes list. Prioritize work. Okay, no, that's right. Prioritize construction improvement list. All right, whatever. Okay, back to what we were doing. We have builders, and then we're going to have export, public, Godot, collections, array. We do that this time. It didn't do anything for me though. Population data. It did it again. What is this little thing that it like? Is this? Oh, it's trying to make this an. What is it doing? I don't know. Possible builders list. Then we'll go back over here. I might be overdoing this. So then if this is the case, oh, that's a pretty good one. I started to laugh at the hip hip part, and then I got to the ray, and that was the increase in laughter. It was like a little like on a graph, a little bump, then a big bump. Programming humor. I don't get most of it. I was on my other channel. There's a dude named Speedy who's got a lot of jokes, and I never get any of them. And it's just how it is. All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have another hero start. We're gonna break these into two. The only problem is we're gonna have a switch for all those. Well, let's go back and think this through real quick. How much we might, I think if there's no prioritized stuff, it would be a good idea to skip this assigning lists and things. I feel like that's going to be like, it's going to be kind of like a lot of stuff going on. So it'd be nice if we could skip this. So I think we should break this into two things, but then we're going to need to have, let's go back to how this works. Then we're going to have a, we're going to have a switch here, or we could pre-list them. No, that's what we were doing before. So before we were creating this list of people that could work, and then it would look to see if there's any prioritized stuff. And I don't like, so we would go through all the population and generate this list. And I think that's going to be kind of like as your population grows, we don't want it to be manipulating lists, interacting with lists unless it has to. With the heroes, I don't know if we want, there's not going to be that many heroes. I don't know if we want to create the list first with, we could run this one time for your heroes and have them added to a different list. No, we have one list. And then when it turned out we didn't need that list. We don't need this list, I don't think. We don't need this list. Scavenging heroes list. Why can't, now I gotta read your thing like sooner, Stinklewinks, the thing about that you wrote about not having a mentor. Because I've mentioned in the past, like, it sure would be nice if I had someone who could just say, no, you do it this way. No, you have too many lists. Someone a long time ago, he's actually in the README, he showed me how to make a list. So he was in chat. He was actually a C# teacher, and he showed me how to make a list that, like a custom list, that when something happened to it, it would send out an event notification. And he was very nice about it. He'd be like, no, don't do it that way. You don't want to do it. Like, he stopped by once or twice in chat. He'd be like, no, you don't want to do it that way. That's the wrong way to do it. And it's like he would be like, that's a beginner mistake. Don't do it that way. It's like, man, I wish I had someone who was here to just be like, yeah, no, man, that's fine. But if you're a noob, like, yeah, that's fine if you're a fucking dumb shit. That's how the dumb shits do it. Right, exactly. And it's hard, like, because I feel like a lot of times I'm going down the wrong path. And so one of the things he said is don't have parallel lists. That's what he called them. Let's ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT isn't a good mentor. In C#, what is a parallel? So I think a parallel list are two lists that are the same, but in different spots or whatever. They're just two lists that are the same. What is a parallel list? Parallel. Let's see. Parallel lists in C# refers to multiple lists where corresponding elements at the same index in each list are related. This is typically used when you want to store related data, but avoid using more complex data structures like dictionaries or custom objects. What? that that seems like a sci-fi name. Like you would run into a side character that would be their name in like a cyberpunk thing, cyberpunk novel. Like not a main character. So what is it? Imagine you can store names and ages of people. All right. If you insert or remove an element from one list, you must remember to. Okay, so this is not what he was talking about. I was misunderstanding what he was saying this whole time. I thought he meant don't have two lists that are similar, like with the same data inside of them. But what he was saying is don't have lists where you have to keep them matched up, which, yes, that sounds horrible. Where you have to have the indexes matched up. So, like, this one is, except, am I doing that with, like, all my enums and stuff? I don't know. All right, I'm going to go take a quick break, though. This is, like, I don't know what this music is that started that you guys can't hear, but it's bad. Oh, no, it's just the beginning was bad. Some songs have that. All right, I'm going to go take a quick break. Let me put up my break timer, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right. All right, I'm back, and I'm having my bathroom remodel because there's a leak, and there's no insulation in my house for like any of the walls because it's so old. And the guy who's doing the work said that like yeah, that was a thing back then. They didn't put insulation in, and so he put insulation in the walls, the new walls, and I lowered my heater by 2 degrees, and it's still really quite. And it's just that little bathroom is. I just have a very tiny bathroom. It's still increased the warmth. Just that, it's crazy. I mean, it feels like I'm not going to do it, but put uh, insulation over the whole house, inside the whole house. Everyone would always be like, "Why do you have your heater up so high?" It's too warm in here, and it's because man, certain areas just leak heat. If the power went out in winter, end of the fucking world over here. All right, so what the fuck was I thinking about doing here? So this is what I'm thinking. We create more lists, just more lists. We have a heroes list at the beginning because there's only going to be a few heroes. The goal is to have it so that the upkeep cost of heroes keeps the number of heroes down. There is a flaw to that plan, and that's when you have multiple armies. Oh, we can't run the game right now. But that is the plan. So, and you'd have even less heroes doing this than if they're armies. So I think I'll put a note in here. We are doing this first, so because there aren't that many heroes that should be working or building. All right, and so we're gonna do this here, but we are going to, this is fine. So I think this will actually work okay. Let's see if we can leave it like this and not create some hero list. I think we should be okay with having these because these are cleared. Actually, this one might not be cleared. Did I put that in there? Let's put a note into the GitHub, and I don't even think I have the GitHub open because I knew what I was going to work on today. Usually that's how I figure out what I'm working on for that day for the stream. Let's do make sure we clear the prioritized workers list so the heroes aren't always on there. We'll do this. I turned my break timer. I did. Let's move this to the top. Back over here. What are we doing? Okay, so we're gonna have a list. It's gonna go through. Let's break. Yeah. Let's break this though into workers and builders because they need to. No, I want the all enums build. I wonder if I should put this in here too. I think I do need this in here, except I need a space right there. And then we'll, because that's a different list now. And you know, it's funny. I think this is going to solve another issue that we had. So we need to go back to county data though, and we need add population data to possible builders list. Yes, we do. And prioritize builders. This is in the wrong order. So back to, let's go to the end here. Oh yeah, I forgot about all this garbage. Public void add population data to prioritized builders list. County population. Nope, it's not called county population anymore. It hasn't been called county population for quite a long time. And then we're going to need another one of these that is to possible builders list. And then we're going to do this, and we're going to go like this. And then we're going to go possible, nope, prioritize builders list, add population data. Then down here, we're going to go, fuck you, we're going to go possible builders list, add, and we're going to make sure that I'm putting these in the right spot, because that would be a huge bummer if those are swapped. I got to stop this song. I'm listening to G.G. Allin, and G.G. Allin has some extremely bad songs. Extremely bad songs. Builders list. And then we'll county data add. Yeah, right? He's any of the Scumfuck. That's the name of one of his bands. I think it's the Scumfucks. Any of those are bad. He like so slowly degenerated in mental illness. Is that the name of a current? Oh, Scumfuck? Yeah, I think that's the name of his band. I gotta be careful when I Google this. I'm gonna do it on my other screen. G.G. Allin Scumfuck. Oh, it's spelled differently, though. Oh, no, that's a song. It's called... I thought it was G.G. Allin and the Scumfucks, but... No, I guess it's just a song. Oh, no, it is. That is the name of... But it's spelled without the K. I don't want to type it over there. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's G.G. Allin. You just gotta be careful when you're looking at G.G. Allin stuff, because he's fucking insane. He was insane. It's without the K. Yeah, not a good person. Not a good person at all. All right, builders. He kept saying he was gonna kill himself on stage, but then he never did it. Yeah, you gotta, a lot of music. It depends on the music, but a lot of music, a lot of art, you gotta divorce it from the actual artist, like H.P. Lovecraft. Holy shit, that dude. All right, so we got builders, workers. Let's see. So this is gonna add them to this list. So we have them on the list at this point, and then we're gonna go through here. If this is greater than 0, we can just clear that list. We can clear the... I wonder if we should. Well, no, this is greater than 0. So with greater than 0, then we need to generate a list for... I think I'm doing this wrong. I think I'm doing too many lists, but here, we'll do it anyways. Then we need to get... do we already have one? I think it's right here. So this... We're going to kind of change this around. Get the list. Let's generate it. Generate the list. We're going to need this exact same thing. And we're going to create a builder one. Builders list. So we're going to do this. Okay, so let's think about this. When you add stuff to a list, it's added in order. I think that's what... So someone, back to the chat thing, A different person was like, the difference between a dictionary and a list is they're not in order. The dictionary is not in order. And I was like, what? But a list is in order, and we needed this in order. So before this happens, though, it's already here. It's already happened, actually. We don't need to worry about it. So this needs to be the builder. So the hero is already going to be on this list. What the hell is a map? Is that another type of list? I barely can handle dictionaries. Let's comment this out. I find that that's going to be, we're going to have a, now I have to look it up. Whoops, if I can click correctly. C# map. Maps in C#. C# doesn't have built-in maps. Say then I'm not even going to learn about it. It's probably something really important. An object that allows you to store key value pairs where keys can be of any data type. Unlike regular objects where keys are always strings or symbols. Oh, but in C#, dictionary can have any data type. Equals a new map, name 40. Oh, in the same list or in the same dictionary, you can have all the different things. Oh, why is it called a map? So that they have a way to do that. I've done that before. So I had like, for an inventory, I had armor and weapons, and I wanted it in the same list. And there's a way like to put generic things. I don't know what it's called. I got it to work, if that means anything. Doesn't mean I did it right, but all right. So if this is generate prioritize builders list. So it is going to go through this list twice. I don't know if I'm making this worse. Add population to prioritize builders list. Why do I have this in here? Why did I do it like this? I could just delete this and I can put this right here. And then it would just check it as it adds it to the list. I mean, this is just for testing. This is just for testing. I don't know why I would put it. Oh, you know what? This would actually need to be in here, though. So how do they, does it know, because it's just in a map, you can just look? Huh. I wonder why C# doesn't have that, especially considering they were, I think, from what I understand, they were trying to copy JavaScript. All right, we're going to put this in this other place. I have it in here over here again. We're going to put this right here. All right, so this is gonna, so that way I was doing that test, I must have just written it real quick, but it was dumb. So now it's less dumb, I think. All right, so it's going to generate this builders list. It's going to add the population of the builders list if they are not unhelpful and if they get a check for loyalty. I always get confused which one of these. Okay, so this is just if they are loyal. Check will work loyalty. So that's fine. I got to rename that to something better. Now I'm lost. So we need to put this is under population work. Generate prioritize builders list. The hero is already on here. I'm going to put a note in here. The heroes should already be assigned to this list. So back to here, then we go population work. So this is the kind of the problem with having a population work and is that these are there's heroes in there. We need to probably pass in a county or something. I'm just guessing. There we go. So if is stuff on the construction list, then do this. Then we go to the next thing where we check for prioritized work. Let's double check this. That looks right. It's checking the completed one. That one's checking the under construction list. This looks right. So we go back to this. Nope, we go back to this, and then we say this same thing, except we're gonna go a different list here. What did I call this one? I don't remember what I called this. I guess I could have prioritized construction, prioritize work. I don't have one. Is that real? Is it I didn't make with all my 4,000 lists? Export public. Well, what am I adding these things to over here then? Work improvement list. Add improvement to work improvement list. Prioritized. No, it is prioritized. No, this is wrong. Prioritize work. See, when I fuck this up, that needs to go there. We are in prioritize stuff. That would have been a nightmare because I wouldn't have noticed it. Add improvement to work improvement list. Is this now correct? Work improvement list. All right. So then if work improvement list, improvement, what the fuck did I call it? Work improvement list is what I was calling it when I'm doing this ad in here. That's not what I want. I literally was just looking at it. Prioritize work. Okay, it's prioritize work. If prioritized work improvement list is greater than 0. What do we have up here? Prioritize construction. Yes, these names are right. It's just my brain isn't working. Then we generate the prioritized workers list. So then, what is this shit? Get this fucking shit out of here. Assign people to prioritized work improvements. Check for prioritized work improvements. It's going to add that to the list. It's actually probably shouldn't be called check for. We should call generate prioritize construction. Generate prioritize work. Okay. We've done something. So we assign all the heroes. We generate, god damn it, list. We'll put list on the end here. List. If there's more, if there's something on the list, then we generate the prioritized builders list. If there's something on the prioritized workers list, we generate the prioritized workers list. What is this crap? Check for prioritized improvements. You get the fuck out of here with this. What is this? I think we need to add this in here. I think I messed up. That was under population work. I think I screwed it up there. Where'd it go? No, it was population work start. Oh, no, I have it in here. No, this is the one I was just looking at. Jesus Christ. If the county improvement is prioritized, add it to this list. But we need to check if its stockpile is low too. And is this right? We got all sorts of problems here. Is that right? So let's see. When we're going through the completed thing, people, even if you prioritize it, if they don't have any stockpile, you can't, it doesn't do anything. So that's for that. But for building, under construction stuff, there is no stockpile. There is no stockpile for buildings under construction. Under construction, building is you pay up front, so it doesn't check that. Generate prioritized work improvement. Generate prioritized construction improvement list. This is the improvement list. Generate prioritized improvement list. This is what I do for 3 hours every week, every Saturday and Sunday, is I just rename my methods. That's it. Just the name God does not exist in the current context. All right. Generate prioritized work improvement list. And we were going to say work improvements require stockpiles, so it must check. So the reason I'm putting in these notes is because 2 months or whatever, 6 months from now, I'm going to be like, why isn't this one checking for stockpiles? And I'm going to forget. And these summaries kind of grow over time. Okay, back to what we were doing. Back down the list here. Assign heroes to the list. We already, that hopefully is working fine. Let's double check it, right? We just saw like 12 problems. So if their activity is build and they don't have a county improvement already assigned to them, so if they have a county improvement, they're already assigned a county improvement. That means they're already working there, so that it's not going to re-add them to this list. And this is the builders list. That looks right. So if they're working in a place, if their activity is work in the add population of possible workers list, and this is prioritize workers list. Once again, if they're already working there, it shouldn't do it. And we should put this up here, builders list. And then we'll have is scavenging, but that's not working right now. We'll do that later. So then we generate the prioritized construction improvement list. So this is, and if it's prioritized and it's under construction, it adds the improvement. It adds improvement to prioritized improvement list. What? Prioritized construction list. Improvement. Okay. Prioritize construction improvement list. add improvement to work in, okay, come on, Josh, get it together. Improvements. Add improvement to prioritized work improvement. Whoa, Jesus Christ. There we go. Prioritize work improvement list. Prioritize construction improvement list. Assign builders to, we didn't do this. Well, we're going to get there. All right, so then if county data, if this thing, the prioritized construction improvement list is greater than 0, we generate the prioritized builders list. Else, we clear that list. We clear the list. Because that would still have the heroes on it. Though we do clear the list somewhere else. But I think we need to clear it there. I think we need to clear it here, though. See, it really makes me think that we should be moving this down to here. And we can just do like if the hero activity. No, we'd have to go through the whole list. See, it's the whole thing, so pain in my ass. Generate prioritized work improvement list. Let's double check this one. Generate prioritized work improvement list. So this is now wrong still. Add improvement to work improvement to oh, it's because I typoed that thing earlier or whatever I did to it. Where's my add? Oh, it's in county data. Add improvement to prioritize work improvement list. This is going to do something strange here, so I'm just going to copy it to here. And then we'll get rid of that and that. Okay, generate prioritize work improvement list. Add improvement to prioritize work improvement list. If it's, okay. If they're a low goods stockpile, then don't assign workers. So even if you prioritize it, it's not, if they don't have any goods to work there, it's not gonna do it. Back over to here. If county data.prioritize work improvement list is greater than 0, which means that there's something to do there, we generate the prioritized workers list. Okay, what is this dog shit? If they're loyal, we don't need this in here. We add population data to prioritize workers list. This is for testing. Is a hero an in? Okay, this isn't going to actually work because it's not going to go through that data. This is just going to be here. KD. There are no heroes at this point. I mean, the hero has already been assigned. And that should be, and so that means this is, man, this is just dog shit that I had in here. Why am I doing that? Okay, there we go. This is going to go. Then back to our hero thing. That's under hero work. Do we have? Yes. Okay. So we do have some console prints there just for when we need it. And back over to here. Every time we go through this, I find problems or improvements that can be done. Assign people to the prioritize work improvement. Generate the workers list. Let's double check. I know we just looked at this one. We got the prioritize workers list. Generate prioritize workers list. Let's double check this thing too, just in case. Prioritize workers list. Because this is going to be, it's a disaster if these are on the wrong things. Well, you know, the bug checking will be a nightmare. Check finished improvements. Okay, so this we don't need anymore. Check for prioritized. Does this exist? What does this do? Okay, this is that weird one. We're gonna do something with this though. No, we're not. We're gonna get rid of this completely. We don't need that anymore. It's done. But what we're gonna do here, it actually should be in here. We need to add workers to improvement. Because right now it's just getting the list. And then over here we need to do this too. And then check, this is the thing I just got rid of. And then we might want to do this clearing. You know, I may have mentioned this before, but I saw a thing, watched a video or read a thing that said like, that was about, I think it was a video, it was very short, but it was like mistakes that noobs do. Noob programmers, common mistakes, and one of them was worrying too much about optimization. That doesn't matter, and I do that all the time. I go, oh my god, is it adding to a list going to be too much? It's like, don't worry about that at the beginning. Obviously, keep it in mind, but don't worry about it. All right, so what's next? Clear the. So this is about as far as we are at so far, and that took whatever, an hour and 42 minutes. We did some other stuff. So we need to add them to the improvement at this point. Add the workers, add builders to the improvement. If there are no prioritized construction or buildings, skip making the list, check for prioritized under construction improvements. So it generates a prioritized construction improvement list, and if it's greater than 0, it now needs to add the people to the list. So we need to go, I just deleted that one thing. It was called assign something. Assign. I think we want this one, but not the other one. Assign working heroes to list. That's not. Assign builders. There was another one. Assign workers to county improvement. So this is where we kind of like got a fuck this. We gotta. Is that what we were calling? Unfuck it? What were we calling it yesterday? Was that yesterday? Or was that earlier today? It looks like we got 2 of these too. I think one of these is like been edited by ChatGPT yesterday when this whole thing started. So this is what caused the whole thing, was this thing re-unfuck. That's probably what it is. For the 12th time. So we don't need this. We don't need this. Separate heroes from non-heroes. We don't need that. Currently, the order of the list should be heroes first. So that's the key here. The heroes are already first on the list. Sort non-hero workers by skill level. We do need this. So let's copy this to our new thing here. So we do need that. Calculate remaining workers slots. Oh, right, because we were like taking from the list, not like doing a loop. We were just like, take these 4 or whatever and put them on the list, because it was, yeah, because it was, we just take the lit for each. You still got a for each the take. Oh, it only for each is. You're erasing the ramen from the bowl. I had some chicken soup last night. And I was like shoveling it. I just eat it right out of the pot because I'm a savage, and I was just shoveling it in my face. And so I know what you mean there. So it's. I'm gonna ask what this means. Like I know what this means, but I want to. Why do we need like you need to for each the take? Like why do you need to for each the take? Is that just how it works? You need to for each when you take. You can't just say take. Yes, you need to for each when you iterate over the results of take. Returns which represents the first element. For each is used to iterate over it. If you only need a list, you can use toList. What if I want? Oh, okay. So I could do it. What if I want? What if I want? This is where it might be useful to have a second list with hero, because at this point we're gonna sort. We're gonna sort the list of normies. That's what I'm calling them. The normies will be sorted by their construction skill, right? So the highest construction skill gets applied. If we leave the hero in that list and they have a shitty construction skill, they won't be applied to the build thing. But the player told them that the hero's building, so that we need to override that. So we might have to have like assign the heroes first to the list, to the amount. That's probably what we should do. We assign the heroes first, and then it takes the number that's left over. But then we would need a separate list with heroes, or we're going to have to go through the list that we just created and unhero it. What if we want to check if a population data dot is hero? Filter. Oh, look at this. Process only non-hero population. See, so we're back to this thing one more time. And this is where I started to think about our problems yesterday, was like with these hero lists, like we were like creating this list, and then we were uncreating the list, and we were like adding everything together. Then later we were using the union thing, and then later we were ununioning them, and it was just like, what's the point of this? So we could. Did we, let's see how we did this before. Do we remove? We do. We remove them from the possible workers list at this point. Okay, so I think this is what we'll do. Let's copy this to our thing. We're not going to really use this, but it's good notes for what we're going to do. We're going to rewrite it. Where was that other garbage that I just... Here we go. Okay. So now the problem is, let's say you have 3 heroes. You've told them all to build. They're going to build the first prioritized thing. But I guess that's fine. Who gives a shit? Let's not worry about that. We'll have to wait until like a user 5 years from now when a player is like, this is dumb. All right. So then after this, though, let's go back to our dog shit over here. Remove, we need this. We'll take both these things. Where is this thing? Was I just looking at it? We can go to the errors. Oh, this is still in county data, which is the problem. Why I'm confused and I can't find it. This is going to go population work. So once again, we're like, this is only being used a tiny bit. I wonder if we should get rid of it. We can let that chill in my brain for a minute here. All right, so assign builders to county improvement. I'm going to rename this to improvement. We pass in county improvement data. We need to sort the workers by skill level. No, we assign heroes to all right, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna do a list for the heroes first. Otherwise we're gonna have to iterate through the list twice. We'll just whatever. It won't clear the lists. I don't want to iterate through the list twice. This is gonna happen a lot. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to iterate through it. So we're gonna have we're gonna have so many lists, man. Imagine that you were trying to make this like a strategy board game without computers. Shit would not fly. Prioritized hero builders list. Export. Public. Godot. I don't think we need a prioritized one. We might be able to get rid of this and only have one, like a hero builders list and a hero. We might be able to do that. There was a reason why we had to break it into two before, but I can't remember what the reason was. We might be able to have only one prioritized. And so instead of prioritized, we would just have like a hero builders list and a prioritized hero workers list. All right. Then yeah, this is perfect. I should put an export on this. An export group, I mean, because this is a lot of shit. Population lists. Export group. Construction and work lists. All right, here's our public god there. He's gone. We don't need him. All right. So back to this disaster. No, we're not back to this disaster. We're going to have to change what this is. We're going to go to this county data and we're going to add a method for each one of these. Well, it's just two things. We can jump to here. Public void, why am I typing this? Add hero to to prioritized builders lists, prioritized hero builders list, population data. Get the fuck out of here. Population data. And then we're going to copy this. Prioritize hero workers list. And then we're going to add, what did I call that? Hero something, prioritize hero builders list. Add that. Prioritized hero workers list. Add that. Then we're going to go back over to wherever this error was. Nope, not to that error. We got a different error. It's going to be in here. We're going to I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Add hero. Let's just get rid of this whole thing, and it will auto generate it for me if I can do it right. Prioritize builders list. Then we're going to get rid of this. I think we're going to add that back in, but we'll keep it simple and whatever. We'll do it this way. Workers list. Let's double check. Build, work. Oh, this is spelled. This is a typo in it. All right. 100th time I've said all right today. So this is only going to work to check prioritize stuff right now, if we ever get this to run today. So this is now we have that list, and we were working on this. Assign builders to improvement. So we're going to need a check. We're going to do this take thing. We're going to do this. Available slots. Int. I'll just paste this here, and we'll rename this. Available slots. Available building slots. Available builder slots. Non-heroes count. Math min. So this we need to count. What is this remaining? Where are you getting this remaining worker slots from? That we're gonna need this to be the prioritized. We need the county data though. Oh, we don't know the county data. Once again, I've somehow been able to I've somehow been able to have it so that the county improvement doesn't know where it is. It's worked so far, but I keep having to write these workarounds where the county improvement data doesn't know actually where it is. And the reason I think I was doing that is because I had it because the county knows where the county improvement data is. So instead of having it like go the county to county improvement to county again, so it's a loop, I was trying to avoid that, I believe. I think that's what I was doing. Because Unity used to tell me not to do that. Loops. I wanted to look at my county improvement data. We can get it from the county population. I don't have this thing open. How do I have like the map editor open and log control open and the faction generation open and the event log and the declare war and the county resource autoloader and the county dictator and the clock open and the camera open and the all perks open and the skill data open and the banker open? I don't need any of that shit. Map editor open, player UI canvas, root node, story events. What is this? War. Pop. All right. But I don't have the county improvement data. So let's open that up. That's under resources. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we put the location in here with a int. So, oh, I can't run it. But if I was able to run it, there's this counties node that has a list of all the counties. So it's easy to put just like 0 is where it is, and then it picks the first one, you know. I've been able to go around it. I think I could go around it again. Like I could do a workaround. But why am I killing myself with these workarounds? Because we can get it from the population knows where they are. And then we don't have that circular references where it's going from county to improvement to county to improvement to county. It's just a number. So let's go back to this thing and look at what we're gonna. If we pass in this county improvement, we're in population work start. So what we're gonna need to do is we're also going to have to pass in a county data anyways, actually, because we don't need to do that. We need to pass that in anyways because we need to get these lists from the county data. So let's go back to here though, because I think this is, we just need a county data. So let's get rid of this because we're going to be pulling from the list ourselves. So we just need to pass in a county data, and it's going to for each through all of the county datas that we just created. So it's going to go for each from that list that we just created earlier. Assign builders to improvement. So for each county improvement data in prioritize county data. Prioritize. See, I was about to do something that was dumb. Prioritize construction improvement list. That's the right one. So then for each one of these, we need to get the available slots here. And then the available slots is going to be the county. What was I typing in here? This is going to be the heroes prioritized. Oh, we need county data here. Prioritized hero builders list count. And then this is going to be county data dot adjusted max builders. Okay, so let's double check my brain here. So we have available builder slots where it's math min, so it's going to take the lowest number, either the prioritized hero builders list count, which is, you know, let's say you have 3 heroes, it's gone through, they're all set to build, so it's going to have 3 and then there's 5 adjusted max builders. So there's 5 versus 3. It's going to take the 3 because we have the 3 is all that we have on our list. Yes. So we have that. We're not going to sort it at all. We don't give a shit how good they are at the job. They're going to work there. If it's been prioritized, if they have a 2 in construction, they're going to be over there hammering the nails backwards, like the flat part of the nail, you know, will go into the wood and they'll hammer the pointed part. It'll be great. So then after that, though, non-heroes to assign. Okay, so we need to then assign, we need this take thing. Where'd that take thing go? Oh, except that, no, this is going to work. So then we go for each, so that we're going through each construction thing. Then we're going to for each the population data in our prioritized Hero list, builders list, prioritized. Come on, man. Prioritized. Here. Hero. Oh, we need our. I was like, why isn't it auto-populating that for me? That's why I said that. Come on, man. Builders list. It doesn't. I can't take this because this is a Godot array and it doesn't know what take is. You piece of shit. Godot take. Is there equivalent? Godot array. Where's Joker? He would know. Take. He would know off the top of his head. He's like, yes, it's actually called snake or something like that. Take. Methods. Append. Assign. Where's take? Sort. Push. Front. Pick. Random. What? Hey, this says map. Is. Has. Hash. Get. Yeah, isn't that crazy? We were just talking about that. So the Godot array has that confability. I'm not even going to correct myself. I guess I could ask ChatGPT. In a Godot collections array, is there an equivalent to take? Yeah, I will figure out my typo. Using slice. It says it doesn't have a direct equivalent, but this thing does the same thing. Isn't that... What does slice do? Start, end. I want to look at slice. Slice. Blurp. Oh, some of these have C# examples and some don't. I guess you can edit this. At the bottom, it lets you, like Wikipedia style, edit it. Or I think maybe it's just put in comments and then you can argue with people on the internet. It's cool. Return a new array containing this array's elements. What do you say? What do you say, thing? But I want to do it the way I just did it. I don't want to make a new list. I mean, I could. Can I for each that? Can I for each that? It's going to be like, it's going to think I'm talking about this. Oh, maybe not. Okay, yeah, this is what we want to do. So we're going to just slice this. And we're going to put a 0. And then we're going to put in available builder slots. And then we're going to do this. Why are you here? Slice can be simplified. Are you sure? Use range operator. Introduce a constant. Add argument. Convert. What is use range? Is that what those little dots mean? Is it's the 0? Is that going to work? I feel like that's not going to. Is that what these little dots mean at the front? ChatGPT loves that shit. Oh, but these dots have a space. All right, so we're going to do, let's put it back. Let's put it back and then we'll change that in a second. I don't want to get too deep in what the fuck is this territory just yet. We can do that later. So we're going to the heroes, assign heroes to the improvement. We're going to get the minimum between the total list of heroes and the max adjusted max uh, builders. It's going to go through each of those, and it's going to do this. Is it 3? What is that called in writing? An epilephy? No, I don't remember. No, it's just 2. Well, I got rid of it. Ellipse. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna need to do this stuff. All right, I'm gonna take a break for a second. The reason I was gazing at this with, is it? Oh, you and that Speedy guy I mentioned earlier would get along well. Maybe you're the same person. Anyways, I was gazing at this. I'm gonna take a break in a second, but because do we want them to remove from the county population that they're currently at? I just thought of a problem with that. That's the problem is that they might be jumping around prioritized. So the idea is that if they are working at a place already, let's say they're working at a non-prioritized place, they should be pulled off of that and put on this. If you add so let's say there's a list of county improvements. You have 2 county improvements, and you prioritize the bottom one, and you're working at the top one. It will remove them and put them at the bottom one. But then let's say you decide to prioritize the top, both of them, and you click the prioritize both of them. It's going to jump everyone back to the top one. I don't know if that's necessarily a problem, because you should be using prioritize sparingly, because otherwise it's going to do stuff like that. And that's one of those things where I could see myself clicking prioritize on like 10 things. Oh my God, all 5 of these things need priority. Well, you have a list of 10 and you click 5 of them. It doesn't do you any good. I think we'll leave that there. But I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. There's my break timer. Let me pause my music that you can't hear, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and let me play that. And let me bring this up and turn off my break timer. Yeah, so we're gonna remove them from the county county improvement. It's gonna set them idle. And we don't want it to do that. We want it to... We want it to... it might not matter, honestly. Where's our thing? Add population to... Wrong list. Wrong thing here. We're writing this, but it's not here. I should have put it here so I could get to it easier. I think it was under population work. Population work start. Dot add. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's busted. Population work start. Generate, add. Oh, it's private. We're gonna need this public. Public static. You know, I could just be making these public. No, they're not. No, I could not. All right. So this was a thing. So we're removing them and we're immediately assigning them back to, okay, so that doesn't matter. We're gonna remove them and immediately assign them back to their, I wonder why we were, because this is a built-in thing that just removes, we can use this in a bunch of different places. So we're immediately updating their activity to build after we make them idle. So just a split second later. And then we need to update their work location. Now, where is this thing at? It's probably under county data. Update work location. Yeah. We're passing in a county population. Update current. Wow, look at this thing. It's got more shit buried inside of it. Update current county improvement. Add population to population list. Where is this? This is under county data. This is a private static. But this is actually affecting the county population the most. So we're going to put this over here. We'll just stick it at the bottom here. What does it say? The same thing is done multiple times. We should make it its own method. Let's double check what I'm talking about. Let's take this out and put this up here. And then we'll just be able to see, we don't have to look inside this thing. I'm making so many issues for myself in the future. I'm just fucking future me. And then we need this is under county. We can actually put this here because I don't think we need this actually in the, this is just the list that is no longer needed here. I don't think, or I mean, let's see if we cut this and put this, man, I am totally fucking myself for next weekend. I definitely, I know that feeling. I know exactly what you mean. It's like right now, I'm sure future me is like, why are you doing that, dude? You just added 40 more errors to your future me of next weekend. It's not even that far in the future. I just added this in here. Come on. Workers, it's right here. Workers to remove from possible. Oh, yeah. See, it wasn't even that long ago. It was, wait. Get out of here. It was 5 seconds in the future. Cut, what? Cut this thing. We do want it over here. It was 5 seconds in the future. Okay. So if that's the case, we'll do this. Where'd that error go? So we'll just do county data, county. All right, where is it? Didn't I just put you back? Workers to remove from possible workers list. Oh, this is a different. Workers to remove from. Let's just call this possible workers list because we're going to use this a bunch. Summary is just a thing for comments because I can't. My memory is so terrible that if you hit 3 instead of 2 things, if you hit a third one, it automatically generates the stuff. And since my memory's terrible, I've been trying to put summaries in so that I can read. Sometimes I put like notes of why it's done that way, a certain way too. This is probably, what is this thing? Is this thing private? Is that what I'm copying back and forth? Oh, I did just rename it, so that's a problem. Workers to remove from, let's call it lists. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of times I'm like trying to figure out what my old code did. Like a significant amount of time, I'm trying to figure out what my old code did, and if I had notes in there, it makes it easier for me. This isn't going to work. My idea isn't going to work. It could work. It could work, but it currently is not going to work. Add population and population at improvement. This is under county data. So this is going to remove them from the county improvement. If this is just in case they are already at a county improvement. Updates their activity to build, which they already were, but it will immediately do it. Update current county improvement, which adds that like to their current county improvement under their population data. Adds population, and then we add them on the county improvement. We have a list. There's some circular logic. We probably should have this like a list of ints instead of list of because it is a circular logic. We're doing the circular logic right here. Or circular logic? That's not what it's called. Circular data. So we have the population has the county improvement. The county improvement has the population. It's in a list, but. Okay, so for the first step of heroes, we've done it, I think. We would need to do this. I'm not going to have time to do all this stuff. Then we need to do this, but we need to pass in. Can I make this? Should I break this into smaller pieces too? I feel like if we have to have another list of removing lists. Let's make this. So we have this list. Oh, I can't go to here. let's fix this thing. Let's save some stuff that we're doing here. That's nice. I like this. We want to find remove. This is what we want. We're going to change this. We're going to pass in the list. No, we're going to pass in this list. So this is going to be a Godot collections array population data. So this is going to be a list of populations called list to remove people from. Like, that's not long and weird. Then we're going to go list to remove people from. Then we're going to go, what did I call that? Workers to remove from lists. And then we're going to go workers to remove from list. All right, so this is going to work sort of. Remove workers from, remove population from lists. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is we're going to use this. We'll pass in the list, and it will always use this workers to remove from list thing. And hopefully this will work, because I think this should be okay as one thing instead of having a separate one for every one of these things. So we'll do county data, because yeah, I think it should be, whoops. Then we pass in the list that we're working with right now. And the list, I mean, the other, oh no, we can't do it. We can't do it from here. This is wrong. We can't do it in the inside there, because what happens is you can't manipulate a list. You can't edit a list while you're for looping it. You're for eaching it. Remove population from lists, and then we pass in. This is the prioritized hero builders. We need a county improvement or county data right here. Prioritize builders list. Okay. This is just the first step of assign builders to improvement. So this is going to assign the heroes first. This is the workers to remove from list, which is every county will have this. It clears the list at the end. It clears this list at the end, so we can keep using this same list, I hope. Then, after we for each that, I was looking at the time, I'm running out of time. Then we're going to, now we have this separate list that we need we need the prioritized population builders list, but we need to sort this one by their construction skill, and we want it descending. So what we need to do, then we for each that list. So we need to sort population list by highest construction skill. So then we need to figure out how to sort that shit. So I think we need a new list, though. Let's look at the documents over here. Sort. The sort algorithm used is not stable. This means the equivalents such as 2 and 2.0 may not have their order changed when calling sort. Well, thanks for the note. Why don't you make it stable? Is there a better option? Here's the map thing. Calls the given callable for each element in the array and returns a new array filled with values returned by the method. Return element. Right? Like you want shit to always happen differently every time you run it. I thought I vaguely remember somebody in chat saying don't use sort. There was another, or maybe they did say use sort. They were like, sort's good enough. I thought there was another one. That's why I'm looking through here is they're like, oh, sort isn't the one you want to use. You want to use, I don't know, fill or something. Assign or, well, it doesn't matter. We're not sorting by numbers. So let's go back. We're sorting, well, we are, but we don't have any floats or whatever. I guess I have to create a new list though. A temporary list. Does it have like descending, ascending? See, this one is doing it by lowest. Oh, it only does it in ascending order. Well, I don't want it by ascending order. I want it by descending order. Where's our thing? With a, so, ChatGPT is not very good with Godot stuff because it's changed too quickly and they haven't fed it enough information. With a Godot collections array, how do I sort by descending order? Who cares about my typos? Sort custom. Sort custom takes a function that defines how two elements are compared. Compared to is used for sorting numerical or comparable values. Swap B and A ensures descending order. All right, let's copy this over. Can I for each a sorted custom sorted list? Or do I need to create a new list? Godot collection array. Oh, it sorted it. It sorted the actual. Wait, I don't believe you. Let's just put it in here and find out. Well, let's copy this over though. I was thinking there was an equals over here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna sort prioritize county data prioritized. We also could sort it at the, well, we don't know what we're going to be sorting things. Prioritize builders list. And then we're going to sort custom. What's your fucking problem? You don't contain a definition for, is this not a Godot collection? Sort custom. It is an array. Maybe it's mad because of this stuff. What happens if I take this away and pretend like that isn't here? Will it be like sort custom? Sort custom. Sort I don't have a sort custom. Didn't I just look at some documentation and see sort custom in here? Sort they're using a custom callable. Do I have a C# example? In C#, this method is not supported. All right. Oh, this one, another note. This is not stable. Okay, so if I don't have this method, then what I do? Turn it into a link thing? Probably. In C#, sort custom isn't supported. You're right. Yeah, so we need to convert it to a list. It blows my mind that that's not. I mean, I know link is like a big deal for C#. Like link has like massively improved capabilities, but it kind of blows my mind that they have these issues with sort. No one's got it in there and rewritten that crap. The Godot. We need a C++ person. I told one of my friends who's a C++ guy. I said, "Hey, help out with Godot," and he said, "I don't want to do that." I said, "Okay." All right, so we have this list that's useless. So let's convert this list. How do I fucking convert a fucking list to list? To list. All right, so let's go. It's not sorted though. Why would he name that sorted? It. It's not sorted. At this point, it's not sorted. Why am I going to the internet? So let's do this. We are going to do lists of population data, and we'll call it sorted list, even though I whatever. Then we're going to go with our county data to list. Can I just do that? And it doesn't like this though. See, this has those dots too. I'm not going to change that yet. We'll go through. We'll change that as soon eventually. Then we're going to say sorted. I want to call it to be sorted list. Is that weird? To be sorted. Well, then it's sorted over here. Okay, fuck it. Who cares? Then we're going to go sorted list. Sorted list dot sort. And then we're going to go. Do you have an example of sort using standard C# sortage? And then we're not gonna. I don't like this. I hate when they do this B and A thing because I get confused. I'm like, what's B and what's A? I don't know. B is going to be. This is a construction skill. How did we do this? This was in like an array or something. Actually, we have it right here. Look, they did CP down here. Can I just put this like this? We have one too many of those. Let's put this down here so it's not so big. Let's put this in here. Get rid of that. Okay, so B skills compared to. Oh, we need another one of these? No, this should be at the end. Yeah, this should be at the end because this is inside of our sort thing. I'm going to move this over. I won't be able to see chat very well, but that's okay. Skill level. I guess we haven't. No, that's a different thing. What is this thing doing? Question for the streamer. Skills, construction, skill level. Oh, maybe we don't put this here at all. There we go. There we go. Sorted list. We sort. What type of tools? Let's see. I would be down if there were things that I use. I want a better chat thing than this. This guy's been working on this for a long time, though. I feel like that's the problem. Is there's like now you're required to keep working on them if someone else starts using them. What happens if you get bored? That's why for modders, I always feel. I feel sad for modders because they after they start their mod, they are required to always use it forever. They have to keep updating it, not use it. Okay, so this part's done. I don't know how I'm going to do the data in this. I mean, I'm doing it just with a ton of lists, as you've seen. I don't know how, if that's a bad way, like if I'm doing it a bad way or not. And then once again, we're back to like wishing I had a mentor who'd say like, you need to build a data structure for this or something. And then also like for modding, when I'm waving over here, I'm waving at chat. I'm pointing at chat because the chat's on that screen. And then for modding, I noticed like most games have all that stuff in like a text file where it's easily editable. And so there is going to, and even like some logic is in the text file so that modders can mod things. And I definitely want my game to be moddable. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing or if I'm doing it in a dumb way. When we get to saving and loading, actually, maybe when we get to saving and loading, which is pretty soon. When I say that, it's probably 6 months out. Maybe that will be a thing we'll want to look at. Is like maybe I need a database of some sort. Because I remember when I was watching your stream the other day, you were talking about it wasn't JSON. It was the other thing. I can't remember what it's called. But having like data that way, because YAML, yeah. And I am gonna use some JSON, but some of it, I'm gonna open up a different game. I was gonna open up this game, and I was like, I don't know if I want to open up data files while I'm have it open. So let's go to a like hex daemon. I got something over here, I'm sure. So how resources work in this, like, here's an armor resource. 2023, Jesus Christ. Come on. I always forget how long Visual Studio takes to... That's not what I wanted. What I want is one of these. So this is what it looks like. So this is like a Godot resource. So this part is what I like, the foundation of the data. Like it's going to have a string, an int, and a bool, right? And then when I actually create each resource, you give them a name, obviously, cloth, hide, and leather, armor. And then each one of these has the data built into it. And so that's like each one of these is already a text file. And so I don't know if I'm going to need JSONs or not, because I'm trying to use the Godot resources. That was not what I wanted. So I don't even know. So I don't, you could mess with those files right there. I mean, it's open source, but you can mess with those files right there. You could change one of them and save it, and it doesn't know that it's been fucked with. And I don't actually mind that. Obviously, There's going to be a problem with if it's. I mean, I want to do multiplayer cheating. You got to fight against cheaters, and so that may be something that like they'll have to be like encrypt the game so that it's not. Um, let's see. Um, I can't remember which app data it's in. So it saves, yeah. So these are all games either that I've like did a glow test, that was like for a shader or something. But here's like an actual game that has like some logs and saves. So this is for the user though. There's some JSON, but that's just settings. I don't think Starport Trading Company. I don't think I have that installed anymore. Trying to think if I have anything installed. Yeah, that's what I was gonna look like. Is there any of these things installed so we can look at? Almost all these are like tests and stuff. I don't think I have any of this stuff installed is the problem. Dome Keeper might be. I think I look how shitty. Go to town there, Steam. Dome Keeper? No, it isn't installed. I mean, we could install it. That's a good question. Let's see if I any of these. Bullet Mancer, Travelers. I don't think that would be that. Dome Keeper's a really small game. Mutagenic. Lumen Crap. I think Dome Keeper would be a good test here. I don't know if this is going to fuck shit up. I'm running out of space on everything. Iben, or is that an L? Elbin? Metin 2. Yeah. This should take 2 seconds to install. It's already done. Then I did that on my this one. Common. Whoops. Common. Dome Keeper. Did I install it on this other one? Steam apps, common. Old MMORPG. I guess so. Maybe you have to run it once. I'm pretty sure I installed it on this one, and it shows it in the folder. I mean, it's small, but it's not that small. Oh, I thought it said it was done downloading. I thought it said it was done installing. Oh, it was probably in the scheduled list. Is what I was. It's probably knows that I'm. Why were you bringing up the old MMORPG? Now let's look in here. All right. So I guess I could have we could have looked at the export as well, the 2D4X export. So they make these pack files. Mine comes out with more stuff. But so there's these pack files, and you don't have to pack the files though. So this is like, so you also can include folders So this one is generated by Godot. That folder is, but this is, I'm including this map folder. So we can't get to it because we're in the middle of a broken thing. But this map folder's in there. I don't see, so you get this one, and I think in mine there's a checkbox. I don't know if it will let me look at it. Oh, I have a new, so I embedded the pack file. So that you can checkbox that. I just wanted to give people less crap. And I would like to not give him this. And I tried to work on that for a bit. Where it would, like, when you run the game the first time, it would make a copy of this. But currently how it is I would have to distribute this map folder with the game. And if I make a change to the map, I have to copy that folder into the files, which I don't like. I don't like that. I don't like having to remember to copy files to a distribution. Is it bad in web? Like most games, I've seen, like, people editing files all the time to mod stuff. I wish, what is that guy's name? I talk to him all the time. We talk on Discord all the time, and I just can't remember what his name is right now all of a sudden. Spirit. Spirit. He mods like Europa Universalis 4, and so those must be all text files and stuff. Unsafe because the user can get in and make changes to stuff that you don't want them to. It just dawned on me something. This isn't right. We need to make it. We need to. Yeah, we need like the remaining worker slots to be checked. It would have worked up here, but we need to do the math over here. Occasionally I'm forced to do some web design, not design, some web editing. We used to have a WordPress site, and now it's managed by somebody else, but they used to be like, hey, can you go in and change this typo on there? And I'd be like, oh, fuck. And so I would go in and like edit the actual files. And they'd be like, can you make this bold? And I'd be like, let me look how to do that. So I would go in and, change the CSS or whatever the fuck it is. And, yeah. We need to subtract. We need to subtract this, which is where this number was coming from. Do we still have this down somewhere? Where's all my commented out code? How were we getting this before? I just want to double check. Oh, we're doing it with a count. Okay, that's actually a good idea. Well, I think that's a ChatGPT thing as well. We're gonna leave all these errors here because it's gonna be. I did so many changes. I mean, we're not gonna leave them there permanently. I did so many changes that I need to be able to, like. I don't want to like fix them or comment them out. Every web person I've ever talked to does not really like WordPress that much. So what we'll do is this should be here. And then we'll put remaining worker slots here. then we'll do this again after this. Let's put this. We'll update the remaining workers slots number. Joker, earlier I was like, Joker would know, and I can't remember what I was talking about, though. And you weren't around, so I had to take a break and cry in the other room. I was very sad. Grilled cheese and soup. There we go. So the problem with WordPress supposedly being for the layman is that they can easily fuck shit up. Like, I think, who was it, my mom? Somebody changed, I think, no, it was a work. Someone didn't know what, like, the themes were, and they just changed the theme. And, like, one day, they were just like, oh, this theme looks cool. And so then the whole thing busted. We were using some custom theme, you know? And I like, if you just want a basic website, I'm sure it's fine. But if you start putting any kind of complications into it, the whole thing just implodes. And it's also weird because I feel like it's constantly out of date. Like you have to be really on top of it, which is not, most people don't want to do that very much. Once your website's up, you don't want to ever have to look at it again. At least that's my, with work and you know, you want it just to work. And we pay somebody at my job who doesn't work for, like, a third party person. Single ways, you should try to this job. It's basically, this is actually a crazy thing. We pay him like $100 a month, which I know is like nothing, to keep WordPress up to date. And so he logs in every 3 months is what he's required to do, but he only does it occasionally. And he might do it like if he sees like there's a notification of critical updates or something, is that he'll go in and do a critical update, you know, one in, like, you know, whenever there's critical updates. So he only normally does updates every 3 months. But if there's a critical one, he might like hit him earlier or whatever. And occasionally I log in and see he hasn't done anything for a while, and I go, "Oh, can you do the updates?" But yeah, that's all he's paid to do. You know, because back to the thing, no one wants to fuck with that shit. And he does have, so he gets $300 a month, which I know is not very much money, but if you did it, or sorry, $300 every 3 months, but if you get a bunch of them. And he also, like, if we have an emergency, like when I was saying, like, they would say, can you make this bold or whatever, I just do that even though I don't like it because I'm worried I'm going to fuck up the website. But if we had an emergency, we also email him, then he bills us for his time. So we have, what are we doing? This is the old stuff. I'm going to call it a day here, but I want to get just this part out of here, like, into its proper spot. So we have the remaining workers has been updated because we could have added some. And then we have the sorted list is getting sorted here. Then we need to for each. Did we use take? No, we use slice. We'll copy this. And we're going to put this down here. And we haven't tested any of this crap, so it's going to be kind of a, oh, but we don't have slice down here. We have take here. This is not in county data. Take. Then we need this to be, how did we use take before? You just put in one number. Okay. This is going to be confusing to once again, to my future self here. This is going to be remaining. So then for this, then we're back to this. Oh wait, we fucked this up. I fucked this up. This we need to take down here. We need to go, we'll put this right here. And then, whoops. And then we're gonna put this. We need to get this number again. This number. We're gonna update this to have prioritized. Yeah, I can't believe that guy, like, so we originally hired that guy to do web editing for us and stuff, and he's good at it and everything, but I can't believe that is like his his thing is like pay me to do nothing, next to nothing. And he probably has like a script or something that runs. This is my imagination, that he has something a script that runs, and then he just makes sure that the there we go. That things aren't busted. So then this should be available slots. And then this is going to be updated to all enums activities. I mean, we trust him too. Like I said, sometimes he hasn't done anything in a while. All right, we got rid of this thing, but we put this. But he's pretty responsive. If you tell him there's an issue, he'll respond quickly. I think I found him off the internet years ago. You know, like just Googled. We did that. We also, oh my God. We also hired someone's friend who was like their cousin or something to do web design. And he did it for like 6 months or something, and it was just a complete disaster. And I said at the beginning, don't hire this guy. The nepotism isn't going to work in this case, and it was not. It didn't work out at all. The guy is watching this. The guy that I'm talking about. That would be quite shocking. We can copy this. Whoops. Copy this and put this here. Oh my God. Come on, clicking. And then put this is going to be this list. Yeah, you know, and he told me that he went, and I don't know if it was because of us or whatever. He went to property management companies afterwards and was like, after some point in his career, and started hitting him up and telling him that he could do the same thing for them. And that's when he started building that clientele. Like I said, he's pretty, if you have an emergency, he's pretty Johnny on the spot. And it used to be when we used to have emergencies all the time, he would warn me like, hey, I'm going on vacation, so don't have an emergency for the next week. But we almost never have it. Like the thing just sits there. It's back to the thing I was saying earlier, where you want your website to just to sit there and you don't ever have to interact with it. Also, different people manage it. One of them now. We have 2 different ones. But so now I don't know if he's on vacation, and I imagine if we had an emergency and I messaged him on vacation, I wouldn't hear anything. But all right, let's look through this one more time. I'm going to push this broken code to GitHub, because no one likes that better than having broken code for their future selves here. But I want to make this look, I mean, I've been yammering on, and I just want to make sure there isn't any obvious fuck ups here. So we're checking the prioritized construction improvement list. This goes all the way down. I'm just making sure. This shit can go. This shit can go. It's gone. Should we copy this over somewhere? No, we'll have to rewrite a new one of those if we need it, and we probably will want one at some point. But we have another GD print in there that is telling them when this is happening, I think. Okay, so we're going through the prioritized construction improvements. So this is just stuff we're building. We're getting from the population at the improvement. Well, in this case, it will be 0, but I just want this in here just in case something. Well, if we have more, yeah, for the future. We're future-proofing it, I hope. We're subtracting that from the adjusted max builders. We have the remaining worker slots. We're getting the available worker slots by counting the people, how many heroes we have on the list, and we're taking that from the whatever one is smaller. We go through that list, and we are using slice because this is a Godot list somewhere. This is a Godot list, so we're using slice, I guess. And we're starting at 0. We're getting this. We don't give a shit about it being sorted because that's up to the player to deal with that. We remove them from the county. We update their activity to build. We update the current county improvements. That's for the population. It's on population data. We add the population of the list. We remove them from this list, which is, or we add them to the list that they're getting removed from. We're removing them from this list, prioritize hero builders list. It's the same list, which is what we want. Update the remaining workers list. This needs to be moved down here, or number. This needs to go there, I guess. Now we'll put a line there. Then we have to make this a list because custom sort doesn't work with a Godot array. We're leaving these dots here and here because I want to get this set in my head before we change them to the ellipse or something, whatever those things are called. Sort population list by highest construction. So then we're sorting this. It said if we switch B and A, it will do that. We should probably test this. We should probably test that this is sorting correctly. Last thing we need is to be wondering why we're getting weird things happening. Update the remaining workers, so we're using the same variable. Probably shouldn't for some reason. GPT always makes some different variables, but whatever. Population at adjusted max workers. Yes. Available, we're taking the prioritized builders list. This is the heroes list. Now we're getting the prioritized builders list, which we already made. Remaining workers is we're getting from right there. We're updating the same thing from there. And we're taking the bottom one. Now we're using take because we made this a list. Yes, we're using take, and we're putting the available builder slots from this one, and then we remove them. We change them to build. We update their shit. We add them to the list. We remove them from the thing, and then we remove them again from this other prioritized builders list. Whew. All right, we're going to save this. 14. We're going to push these 14 airs to... No, we're not. Let's do one last thing here. Where was that shit? We're getting close to getting rid of all this crap. All that. We just need that for a reference. We were under county. We are under here. And this is where we were assigned builders to improvement, and we needed to pass in a county data. So this is where we're all of that work was for. We might actually be able to do this. I don't know. Let's get rid of this because this was just an idea. Let's leave this here. We clear the list. We clear. Do we need to clear? Do we need to clear prioritized building lists here? Okay. Now we're going to push this code. What did we do today? Rewrote. Actually, we didn't rewrite that much of it. We moved a bunch a bunch of, come on, man, of code to population work start, and rewrote, basically assign builders to improvement. We added a bunch of lists. We added a bunch of lists to county data. There we go. We're going to commit all this crap. We're going to push that up to here. I hate pushing code when it has errors in it, but I need to go through this stuff with a fine-tooth comb, as they used to say, or maybe they still say that. But we need to go through this and make sure. I had a feeling we could do that. I'm not going to push it. We can get rid of this. But we need to make sure all of this is set correctly. And kind of like make sure that everything's hitting in the correct row and whatnot. And just like we did here, I think we're gonna find ways that it will logically it will logically make sense to not do things. Which before we were just doing it over and over again. Anyways, that is it for me. Thank you guys. Stinklewink's always good talking to you. I'm not gonna do a raid today. I don't want to. Unless you guys want me to. But is there people? Is there somebody in mind? I can raid them if you have somebody in mind. Nobody in mind? No? All right. Thank you guys. I will talk to you next week, and most likely. Have a good existence.